we start? John, you want to make a motion that we accept?
Yeah, I make a motion. I've read the minutes. I make a motion that we accept the minutes as read the last time.
So moved. As usual, Jennifer does a wonderful job on the minutes. By the way, also, Peter's not here, but yet, but the town report was very well done. I thought
Yeah.
that Peter did a very nice job. Also, it's interesting to read, I think it's Carol Owens, she has a Stockbridge updates, and there was a clip on the sewer system and how it first started.
Yes, I read that.
That was interesting, wasn't it? How they, and
I thought the prices were perfect. $32,000 for a whole system.
that's what we want, that kind of system.
Wouldn't that be nice?
We went shopping today and it's amazing, the cost of food. I mean, it's cost of food is getting crazy.
Come on over to my house, Don.
Isn't that what we want?
You want a food bill? I'll show you a food bill.
That would scare a person, I'm sure. Oh, man. Especially when they bring friends over.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're boys, they don't eat much.
Yeah.
Mike, relocating the Curtisville sewer water lines.
Yeah, so they're just pretty much all done with that. It's all they're doing cleanup, and they actually are working on a change order for the highway department. There was some drainage that we encountered. I think you saw that pipe when you guys were up there.
Yeah.
That old corrugated drain line, they had to move out of the way, and they wanted to reroute that with a new line, and they're going across 183 with that. They started it yesterday. They did encounter some ledge today. Tony was up there. I was actually off today. I had to run to Boston with Bonnie to an eye appointment, but the water end of it is pretty much all done. They're just going to clean up, take all their fencing down, and finish their hay and seed. And I sent you guys a bunch of pictures the other day just to kind of give everybody an update where everything stood. They've done a great job. They've been really great to work with. Everything seems to be working out really well. So I'm sure they anticipate being gone this week.
Now they're ahead of schedule too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
But I appreciate the photos too. It's looks like a nice, neat job. And they didn't touch the bridge.
Yeah.
You don't want to touch them. Now, what about the fencing, Mike, on both sides? Is
The
that gonna
fencing,
Is
the
that going to
fencing,
be a
they're
huge job or whose?
no, they're putting the fence back up that was there. They are tying that fence into the railing, so nobody can walk over that bridge. And we have let the town selectman and Mike Canales know that they really need to get Jersey barriers up there. There's none there. The ones that were there, William J. Keller brought in to do the job, and they are already gone. So they really need to get on getting some Jersey barriers up there to protect that from cars going through, because the bridge on 183, I mean, 2 people have already smashed into those Jersey barriers down near Glaze's Corner.
Really?
At Larry Wog Crossroad, the 183 bridge,
No.
people hit
Really?
those. They drove them 20 feet in towards the bridge.
Is that right?
Yeah, 2 vehicles have smashed into those since they've been there. So we just let them know they need to do something. And Huey was up there yesterday, and I talked to him about it. So everybody's well aware they need to get some protection up there.
Okay.
And then I think they're going to put more fencing up, because it's really not a safe place for anybody to be. Those
No.
railings, the
Yeah.
railings on that bridge that were reinstalled, I mean, they're
They're for looks, for sure.
they're not really, not that great. So the town will be moving forward on getting some new fence installed, I believe.
Good. And Maxie's doing the bridge and Larry Wog. I saw the
Yeah, they called in a dig safe today. Yep. They have to be finished by October 31st, or it's $1,000 a day fine.
Wow.
Every day afterwards. So I'm sure they'll be moving in quick and getting going on that.
Yeah.
When I was up at the Curtisville Bridge today with Hugh, he and I were looking things over, and we both have a concern that when the construction project is over, that somehow we should fence off the utility bridge as well. I got a feeling people are going to try to go across it. It's not like it's a flat surface to walk, but it could happen.
What, I
Yeah.
agree with you. If they're gonna, if
Yeah.
there's something like that, they're gonna try.
I know. So somehow we have to come up with a solution to prevent that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we talked about that before too. Yeah, it's people do some crazy things, no doubt.
Yeah, well, we could electrify it or something like that.
Well, they need to run fence from like the old mill all the way right down across over the bank, down the bank into that head wall or something on both sides, really.
Yeah. I didn't look at it that closely, but it almost seems like you could stand a piece up and maybe attach it right, conform it to the actual
Yeah,
maintenance bridge. So
And
they
have it hang
can't,
over
they
each
can't
side.
get on there at all.
Yeah,
Just something that we really should be concerned about, I think.
I think so too. You don't want the liability of somebody falling into it.
Yeah, it'd probably
No,
be a
slipping.
kid, exploring,
Of
and
course.
it's quite a drop there onto those rocks.
Yeah. Mike, did you clean out that little area that you were thinking about down below near the stream? Remember that little cluster of rocks?
the water took a lot of that out of there.
Okay.
We've with all the rain we've gotten, we and I really wasn't comfortable going down there
Yep.
without
understand.
the like Ronnie Broker approving or something. But then within that time frame, the water had come up without some rain, and it most of it's all gone now.
Good. Okay. Peter Sosha, welcome.
Hello there.
Glad
Hey,
you're-
Peter.
Hi, Peter.
Hello.
Yeah, we just finished talking about the relocation of the sewer water lines, Peter, on the Curtisville Bridge. It's-
No, I was on for that.
Okay, very good. Mike, hydrant flushing,
Yeah, we are. I got to get the notice out. I'll do one of those red. What is it called? Oh, the thing
Code
we have
red.
the
Robo.
code red. Yeah, thank you.
Code
I'll do a code red, and I have to make up a date of when we're going to start. The one thing, just going back to the Curtisville Bridge, we have to do the paving up there. They took the paving of the patches out of the contract so we could get lower bids to get this thing done.
Mhm.
So we're gonna do that next week, and once we get that squared away, then I'll start the flushing.
Okay,
But it's gonna take me, Mark, and Tony to Mark will drive to get blacktop. Tony will operate the machine, and probably me and Mark and Hugh or somebody will we'll tackle. There's a lot of material. We've got to there's a lot of blacktop in there, probably 2 days worth at least, one side of the bridge each day.
now you're
So-
just gonna rake it out and roll it?
We're gonna rake it and do it in 2 lifts. We're not really sure. We're gonna go up there, put our heads together. It's all gonna get dug back up, and traffic's not
That's
gonna
what
be
I
on
mean.
it anyway.
I wouldn't make it any fancy,
No. We were thinking of doing 2 lifts of top. It's 4 inches down, but there's a lot of mix that's got to go in. So
Okay.
Yeah,
We're gonna
it's
take-
a really good.
What was that?
Uh-oh.
Okay. You can tell this is a Zoom meeting. And along with that, the hydrant painting, I know that's ongoing that we do
Yeah.
every spring, so.
yeah, especially the ones close to the side of the road, we'll hit those and get them spruced up.
Yeah, I think Main Street looks good. It looks like East Street, that's always a mess because it's so
Yeah.
close to the,
Yeah,
highway.
the salt.
yeah, okay. Tony, the public notice that you got, you sent to us and you said it will look pretty good.
Well, yeah, it's the public notice, the public comment period to the draft blanket general permit that EPA is issuing to about 60 plants. Of course, each plant is individually different with the limitations they have and stuff. And I'm sure you guys didn't probably read it very closely, but there have been some things added to our quarterly testing. that's going to be an additional cost to the budget that was kind of unforeseen because they didn't realize that we were going to get our permit so quickly this year. But after researching what it's going to entail to test for and what it's going to cost, it's going to be approximately about $5,000 additionally a year for the testing. And fortunately for us, the company that we use, it's Test America, I'm sorry, of Westfield. They come out quarterly already and do what's called wet testing. They set up a composite and then they sample the river and compare they dump some fish into each one, and it has to be 100% survival rate. So anyway, when they do that, we're going to incorporate it with the new testing. And then there's also some things in the day-to-day stuff. A couple things were increased and a couple things were reduced to twice a month. But as far as the limitations, as far as the BOD and TSS removal and the phosphorus limits, and the nitrogen is only on a quarterly monitoring still. So basically it's the same with just some added quarterly requirements. So yeah, the public meeting, the public thing goes from April 8th to May 10th. So after May 10th, I can contact the EPA and the DEP and let them know that I guess we would like to move forward with this general permit. I think it's going to be the easiest way for us to do things.
Sounds good.
I wouldn't want to not get involved with this and then not know and have some unknown of what we could get down the road.
Right.
This is pretty much what we see in this draft is what's going to be written in the actual permit.
Okay, yeah, that sounds, especially some other systems like Pittsfield and stuff, looks like they're getting really hit by
Well, what it
big
was
ticket
done
item.
is they're in a different classification. What triggers like different things in the permit is your flow, what you're permitted to flow, your daily flows are. Anything over 1 million gallons, they're really tightening up on the permits.
Mhm.
So 1 million gallons or less is what this general permit falls under for plants in Massachusetts. And I think there was like 60 some that fall under the category.
Okay, that's,
And it's
What
the
I'd like-
same criteria as the NIPD's. It's good for 5 years once issued. So it's the same timeframes and everything. It's just there's some changes, but nothing radical.
yeah, that's good. Tony, what I'd like to do now is I'd like to go in right now to the pump station status, and let's talk about that and get that on the warrant.
Well, we had Mike on last month,
Right.
and he pretty much defined, what path that he suggested. The path that he suggested was to borrow from a private loan to the sewer department, and a 20-year note, and pay off the first 2 years, just pay the interest off, and then once our sewer debt in 25 I think it's 24 or 25 is gone away, we'll start to pay the actual principal.
Yeah, that sounds great. So that's going to be on it's going to be on the warrant for this.
Yeah, you guys should probably make a motion and just, officially give him permission to put it on the warrant. I think that's how we left it last month.
Yeah, I think, would someone like to make a motion that we put that on the warrant for next month's meeting?
I make a motion.
Seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It should probably be
Aye.
it should probably be worded to go on the town meeting warrant.
Okay, okay. So Jennifer, you're going to do that, put on the town meeting warrant? I can't hear you.
Muted.
She's muted. Jennifer, you're muted.
That's because you didn't want the dog to bark.
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll just write it up and give it to Mike Canales that, we approved doing that, paying interest for 2 years and then the principal,
Good.
right?
Yes, yeah. That's
Okay.
exactly it. Okay, Stockbridge Bowl Steering Committee. I think there was a meeting. You had a meeting from our last time we talked.
Yeah, Mike, you were there, right? We talked about dredging. We talked about getting some people that live on Lake Drive who are interested in hooking up to the sewer. And we asked that they get together and let us know who these people are. And we told them that they probably have to get their own engineer to study it because we don't have the money to do it. And I think that that's all I remember. Was there anything else, Mike, that we
Yeah,
talked about?
toward anything towards our board, that's basically been just the gist of
Yeah.
the talks the last couple meetings. We have another one this Friday, another meeting.
Yeah.
Is there anything going to be done this year as far as there's no dredging? Is there going to be any spraying at all or not?
The only thing that I recall is they're gonna do some testing in small areas with the I want to say a granular vegetation, for the milfoil. But it's a small little study areas, and I think that map that was sent out a few meetings ago showed those areas, the test areas, and the harvester couldn't go there and cut those weeds because they want to see how the chemical reacts. So I do think that, and correct me if I'm wrong, John, I think the harvester notice of intent was they were going to be able to at least do some harvesting this year, but I think it was a 1-year notice of intent instead of the typical 5.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. Yeah.
Because we have to do a watershed management study for the whole lake, and they're getting some engineering quotes on that now. So that they're not spraying or putting all that sonar in or anything like that to the whole lake. They're just doing a couple little test areas.
So they are doing the harvester this year.
Yeah, I believe so. They're going to be able to run the harvester. Yeah.
All right. Just one other thing too that Jennifer sent me today, and there'd been an issue about the Glendale pump station. Jennifer, we got that from Beth McCormick and also from
Kim Saul,
Kim Saul.
yeah,
Concerning was Kim's more of the sound of
the noise.
the
Yes.
noise, and
Yeah.
that must have been the odor. Remember you said something about odor. I went down there after I got your communication, and I didn't smell any odor at all. I don't know. We haven't heard anything about odor.
Mhm.
Certainly there's a sound.
Yeah.
And-
You want me to discuss
Yeah,
this?
yep, Tony.
Yeah, so all 3 neighbors this spring have been happy with the no odor situation. I think we have that under control.
Yeah, I do.
The sound, I don't know if you noticed, if you looked in there or not through the fence down, but we have a drum scrubber there, which is
Mhm.
basically a big vacuum cleaner, but it has bags of carbon that the electric motor pulls the fumes out of the wet well through the bags of carbon and then releases it into the air. So that's like the third part harmony of what we're doing down there. We're treating with 2 different things daily, or actually we're treating with one chemical, liquid chemical, 24/7 through a little chemical feed pump, and then once a day, every day, we go down there and we treat with a granule substance for odor control. And then the third part is the drum scrubber, and it's kind of a catch-22. I mean, I'm afraid, and so is the direct neighbor, Sandy Greenspan, that if we turn it off, that there's a chance that the odor will come back. And we had it on all winter. And of course, with people's windows shut and everything, they didn't hear it. So I think after talking to the guy who's supplying me with the carbon for the drum scrubber, they really don't make like a silent type motor for the thing. Like a quiet dishwasher, if you will. They're not out there. So after talking to Mark and Huey and putting our heads together, and we're thinking about building a shed right inside there.
And insulated?
Like well, the thing we have there now is a plywood. It's like 3 feet by 3 feet. It's plywood all around. And then we have the inside 2-inch blue boarded in the top two, but the sound's still getting through it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think we need to encapsulate that thing into another small little shed. And
Isn't there specific sound deadening insulation? I know I have that rock wool type of stuff in the cellar here in my house for sound, because I don't want to hear that furnace.
yeah, I've got to look
rumble.
into that. I'm not exactly sure.
But I think they do have sound deadening thing.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing to do, Tony. I would definitely move
Years
forward.
ago, I had it on a timer. So in the summer months, it would run during the day, and then in the at nighttime it would shut off.
Mhm.
I suggested that, and there's still some concern with the direct neighbors about the smell coming back.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think everybody's comfort level with the smell is okay right now. The concern, I guess, is with the noise.
So let me share something about that I've acquired over the years at Tanglewood, as far as
Sure.
sound control. What you want if you're going to do a shed, it's the density of the walls of your containment device that are going to be most beneficial.
Okay.
So, and then the other thing is, fill the cavities with rock wool.
So what do you suggest, like 2x8s or something?
Well, I mean, Tony, the construction can be 2x6 or whatever, but what you want to do is line the inside with something dense, cement board, a couple of layers of sheetrock, something
Okay.
along those lines, right?
And
then
insulate as well, correct?
pardon me,
And insulate as well?
and insulate as well. And there is also sound deadening foam material that you can line the walls, or duct liner will work as well.
What was that?
Duct liner,
Duct liner?
will work as well, and line the inside walls. But it's density. If you could build it out of concrete block, you'd be the best off.
Jeez. Okay.
But make sure it's fully enclosed. And then the other thing you have to consider is you're going to want heat control in there. If you seal it up too much, your scrubber is going to get
Well, that's the thing.
overheat.
And
and then
you've
you're gonna
gotta
need a
have
vent.
I have to have some kind of vent, because
Yeah.
it's going to build up. It's taking fumes from that wet well and basically just scrubbing the smell off. And I don't know what it leaves behind. If it could be, I don't know. I just don't, I don't think you can have it actually airtight is what I mean.
Right.
No,
And
no.
this gets very, very expensive. But there are
Well,
ways
that's
to.
the thing. I mean, I don't know if this will ever go away. I mean, we're always going to move on to another category that someone's going to find a flaw with down there, but we're trying to keep everybody happy.
And I think that's, if they know we're moving in that direction.
Well, we're spending some money. I'll tell you, that chemical is not cheap we're using. We're spending thousands of dollars down there a season.
What about, Tony, the one on the end of Goodrich Street? Is that, I know we don't have any of that, what about the odor down there?
I think it's due to the fact that there's a lot less E1 grinder pumps on that system.
Okay.
And where they do enter the gravity system is way up by George Bear's house on Cherry Hill Road.
Mhm.
So it has a lot of pipe to get from there to the pump station, with a lot of gravity services in between that I think are making the smell, if there is any coming from Cherry Street, dissipate before it gets to the station.
Okay.
There are times when it does smell like that, but nowhere near what the Glendale station was like.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
I think that little shack you're gonna build sounds like a good move.
I don't know if I'm going to build that out of cement. I think we're going to try a wood structure first.
Yeah.
Sure, but line the inside with something dense, Tony.
No, we will. That's a great idea. I did not think of that. I was going to use like I was gonna use like a regular, batted insulation in between the studs, and then maybe some blue board on top of that. But if you think like a 5/8 layer of sheetrock or something would be better, I'd try it.
Sure, the more the better. And then there's a product. It's a gypsum product called Denswall, DENSWALL, which is used, for different applications than this, but it's a very dense material that may be
I don't think
beneficial.
you're ever not going to hear it, but if you could just not hear it from a distance would be fine with me.
I think so. I think so too. Just knock it down. Yep.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Good. Tony and Mike, concerns?
We're back to normal hours, which is great. We started yesterday. All of us with water, sewer, and highway all have our vaccinations, and we've had our 2-week wait period. So we are all back to normal 7 to 3:30 and then 6 to 2:30 on Friday working hours, which is nice.
Good.
And the only other thing I have is we have a watershed inspection. I got an email from DEP yesterday, and scheduled a watershed inspection. I think it's the last week in May. This lady's going to come out, and we're going to do she's going to be there doing the watershed stuff,
Okay.
which is, our half log removal for our watershed inspection plan, which is a big deal for chlorination in the treatment plant. It's not just about walking around the lake and looking at logging. And she had me fill out a questionnaire, which I haven't quite done yet. Filled out all her questions. The one question I did send back to her that she was, they're always concerned about is trespassing. And I said, we have a very, with COVID and everybody wanting to be outside, we have always have troubles with that. And so we'll see what transpires with all that, but we're going to be having that at the end of this month.
Are we doing anything, Mike, with logging this year, or what's the status on our
We still have that 50-acre cut over near the end of Quiet Knoll near our new tank. And Jeff is thinking the best way to get rid of it is just to get the wood and bring it out to the Averick Road header instead of, because everybody that wants to take the wood wants to bring big trucks in. So they can do that on Averick. They just can't do that, going up to the end of the cul-de-sac on Train Hill. It's just not the right spot. So, and the road is tight, the cul-de-sac is tight, and people will be running all over the lawns and all that stuff. So, and then Jeff's next cut is going to be higher up on the mountain. We were talking about that, but obviously we got to get this one done first. So he's got people that are interested for sure. It's not going to be a really big lucrative cut because they're going to have to forward it out all the way to the Averick Road, but it's not about the money with us anyway. It's more about the health of the forest around the lake.
Exactly.
So
yeah, we don't get anything out of it.
no, we don't. So,
And so primary species, Mike, what are they?
poplar.
Poplar.
Yep. It's getting big. It's getting big, and it's getting.
You're gonna be leaving shortly, right?
Yeah, that's
So there's, I don't know how many 100,000 feet. I think it was like 160,000 feet of it. It's a pretty good sized cut. It's like 50 acres. So it'll be good to get that. And I think there's any ash that's still alive will be taken out of there as well. But
yeah, the ash are going.
The ash are going at a very rapid rate.
Yeah, I got a big boy in my yard, and I'm just crossing my fingers on that one.
Yeah.
Okay, Tony.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'll be really happy when we get this pump station.
Yeah, get off the ground.
We've
Yeah.
been having a lot of problems lately down
Yeah,
there.
you said that's been an issue. So
Yeah, a couple times a month lately.
yeah, we'll get this going. Well, it's 5 o'clock and John Liadici has to go. So John, if you want to make a motion, we will adjourn our meeting.
John, you're muted.
You're muted, John. You're muted.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone, and
Bye-bye.
have a nice week. Thank you,
Yep.
Jennifer.